You're watching Inking live from the heart of the city. Littlewoods is to stop printing its iconic catalogues after more than 80 years. Its owner, Shop Direct, says it's in response to consumers moving towards online shopping. Sales via the web make up 90% of the company's sales, making it the UK's largest online retailer. Well, the catalogue dates back to 1932, although originally they were only for sales agents who visited customers with them. It wasn't until the 1970s when Littlewoods began posting them out. At its peak, there were as many as 25 million sent out every year. And it wasn't just fashion in the catalogue. Homeware and electricals were sold too. And famous faces have featured there, Myleene Klass being the most recent for the more modern-looking Littlewoods, Jerry Hall and Joan Collins, both modelled for past editions. Well, Anita Balchandani heads up the UK retail team at OC&C Strategy Consultants and joins me now. So was it inevitable that this product had had its day?
I guess this decision is really the consequence of how consumers are choosing to shop and interact with retailers. And a lot of consumer missions have now moved to digital channels, whether they're to browse, price compare, research. And particularly in categories like fashion and technology, where newness and being absolutely on trend are really important, a print publication can actually be quite a holdback. And if you're an e-commerce player like Shop Direct is, then it matters that you can respond in minutes rather than months, which is typically kind of the cycle that print publication takes you down. So this is sort of certainly a decision that sort of will enable quite a lot of nimble and responsive decision-making in favour of what customers want to shop for.
So the fact that Littlewoods had pulled the plug on this, I mean, they were the biggest operator in this field. Does this spell the death knell for print formats in retail as far as you're concerned?
We actually don't think this signals the death knell of the catalogue. We think the catalogue will definitely evolve substantially. And actually, there are a number of categories where the catalogue still plays a really valuable role. So if you think about areas like home and furniture, for example, it's actually pretty integral to the consumer purchase decision to be able to seek inspiration, to be able to research, and probably take a few days and months in order to determine where you want to shop and what you want to shop for. So there are certainly categories where the catalogue plays a role. And beyond that, we expect it will evolve substantially. It won't be for everyone. So there are some consumer segments that probably will value it and others who won't. And ultimately, we expect catalogues to be much more specialist, much more targeted, and away from a really big book into much more dynamic, electronic and personalised catalogues as well. So much change afoot, but not a death.
What's happening in the rest of the world? Is the rest of the world turning its back on printed catalogues in the way that the UK appears to be?
I think the story holds true across the world as well, where we're seeing a big evolution in the way the catalogue is progressing. So people are starting to use much more sort of specialist catalogues. They're much more focused, they're more customer targeted, and often used as a part of the marketing mix in order as a call to action to draw consumers to go online. The other way the catalogue's changing is it's becoming much more about the editorial, the content, the point of view, rather than just the product and the price. So the catalogue world over is evolving very substantially.
Pretty bad news for all those models that, I mean, the old-fashioned catalogues, that used to be the sort of stepping stone to a career in modelling, didn't it, appearing in these catalogues? Catalogues
might be evolving, but content is becoming even more important to e-commerce. And in fact, if you think about kind of all of the websites and the content that pure player retailers or any e-commerce website has to generate, it's vast amounts of content, which also come with sort of requirements for models and photography, etc., in order to be really relevant to the customer. So we actually think the kind of the core capabilities of photography, models, etc., all of that, and content creation still remain quite vibrant.
Okay, Anita Balchandani, thanks for joining us. Good to see you.